And it's going to be the green-black deck
Oh, my favorite.
versus the red-green. That's actually a really fun matchup.
Yes. Actually, I think this is the first time we've seen this today. There's been a ton of control and a ton of aggro.
Yep.
We've seen a little bit of green-black, but I'm trying to think of one game that we've seen of red-green.
The game I lost to.
The game you lost.
Yep.
That explains
I
it.
saw
That's
it very
terrible
well.
matchup.
Yeah,
That's a terrible matchup.
I know.
So we're going to see a duel very early, which means PA will die now.
Yes. How do you feel about this duel early? Like,
I don't like it.
you don't like it?
No.
Straight up.
I've actually told Slacks many a time not to do that, but he continues to do it because it just feels good.
Right.
He does everything in the moment. He doesn't think ahead past. That's the problem with him in Artifact. You got to think ahead. He doesn't do that for anything in life, right?
Yeah. Is he like he has no object permanence?
Yeah.
The thing,
something
like he goes
that.
to another lane, like the first lane is gone now.
Yeah, he definitely has some issues.
Yeah. So, anyways, we see all these going on, and there's just one kill, which is a PA kill with that duel. But that does mean that the Axe is actually not as healthy as he should be.
Right.
However, he does get to buy a healing salve off of that kill. And there's something to be said, I mean, in Slack's defense, that even though I agree that dual first turn is not the greater thing, sometimes getting the, like 7 gold or even 10 gold in that first turn, just out of a couple of kills,
Right.
get you a really good item that sets you ahead in the game.
Yep, that's definitely true. Now, not to criticize Slacks even more, I've played this deck quite a bit, and in my experience, putting Farvon, the Dreamer, in the same lane as Axe is usually a mistake, because Axe, he feels unkillable already.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I usually just leave him be and let people try to kill him. Like, please, do your best. Invest all you can to try to kill this guy, because it's super difficult.
Yeah, I know already. Anything that does, a lot of 2 damage. This is not the case, but when you're playing against any of the blue decks or the black decks that have Conflagration or Heartstopper or well, Heartstopper, no, it's not the case, but he doesn't really care that much. Adding armor to that, really past 2, there's a lot of diminishing return.
Well, he is going to heal him up to a healthier amount. And they will destroy that creep. That creep is not coming back anytime soon.
Look at Debbie. She's so happy.
No, I don't think she's happy. She wants to hit towers, man. But she technically can with a card that's in that hand.
Yes, there's 2 cards.
You guys
Her card.
Actually, that's true. Her own card will save her.
Her own card.
Beautiful. As you guys can see the difference between, these are both spells, that one that was just used, which now he can't do what we were saying, but this could end up working out pretty well.
Yeah.
Slack's not happy with that arrow.
No, I'm really happy every time that my Savage Wolf survives, no matter what, because yes, you wish you had that 5 damage, but that's just gonna compound. And now he's a 4/5, and next turn he's gonna be a 6/6.
And that's another reason to be kind of patient with your spells too, because you want them to use, like, if in that case the challenger used all his mana, you know there's nothing he can do to actually counter the wolf. So getting him down for the extra round means big deal.
What's your favorite animation or like effect from the cards that we've seen so far?
In this,
I know you're gonna say, I know which one you're gonna say.
What?
Home field advantage.
Which one?
Home field advantage. That is not here. It's probably your favorite.
Which one?
Home field advantage.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude. I was blown away.
But that's not here.
Yes, that is not here.
But from the ones here.
Duels Classic. I mean, Paydays. I mean, it's not only just the animation, but it's just, you feel so good when you double your gold.
Yes.
Unless you have like 2 gold, then you feel really bad. Why? What about for you?
Well, home field advantage still. There was a card that was shown in previous.
Oh, was it?
Well, no, not the home field advantage. There was a card that was shown in the previous media event that was Annihilation.
Yep.
It's like this big explosion leaves like cinder in the middle of the lane. That's pretty cool. And I think from this one, I think No Accident is my favorite.
No Accident is, it's not only, I don't know if they can hear it, they probably can in the stream, but sound is so awesome.
Yes.
It's so dinky, right? And it's not even that bad of a card.
No, I mean,
3
is pretty bad because you can't kill a creep. Like 3 is this kind of horrible number, but still.
I think out of all the creep heroes, Debbie's my favorite.
Debbie is everyone's favorite.
She's the best.
She can do no.
Look at this. She only has 1 HP, but she can kill LC all by herself.
That feels so good. Straight.
And she doesn't even have to die, because there is a card right here, if the challenger wants to use it.
Yeah, and that is the power of ramp, right? Like that's Elemene's favor makes it so that you can cast very expensive cards really early, and you can also, because they're improvements, you can play them ahead. So like, it's not really unreasonable. It's a bit crazy, but you can imagine like a turn 2 with 4 mana, you play your first Celebrate Favor in lane 3, and then your second Celebrate Favor in lane 3 from lane 2, and then you have 8 mana.
Yeah, it's dirty. Yeah, basically the second turn you can get like a Thunderhide Alpha out. That is
not bad.
I mean, you almost just auto-win those games, but you got to draw it. That's not always the case.
Yeah. So we see the green-black deck is making a lot of gold, which is what it's designed to do.
Indeed. What synergizes with that in his hand, perhaps?
I wonder. Now you have to be patient. You have to be. Reptile Convoy is one of those cards like Mercenary Exiles. They test your patience.
Yes.
They test your ability to impulse control.
I think gold decks in general give you that, right?
Yeah.
Because if it was me, you know what I would do here. Right?
Buy everything.
No, this card right here.
Oh, I see.
100% I would do this.
No
and
doubt.
then I might just wait for the next payday before I do it again. You know, before buying it. I just feel it coming.
Yep.
All right, he's gonna silence Pugna instead, which means he can't cast anything.
You would have liked to play like in a really old.
Oh, 100%.
Payday used to cost 1.
What's that? It used to cost 1?
Yes. Long time.
Oh my. Oh, that sounds amazing. So gold decks were the best.
It was pretty good.
Awesome. I mean, gold decks are still quite good. All right, he's actually going to buy a chainmail, so using a bit of that gold right here. Of course, that is like kind of what we're talking about. Do you spend your money or do you save it? Because the more you save,
right,
more efficient it can be later. But is that going to be enough to get you? Like, there's so many questions going through your mind at that point.
And you look at yourself and like that first lane is going pretty terrible, but the other 2 lanes are pretty much untouched. And Traction Slack's deck is not a deck that threatens to kill the Ancient most of the time. So you probably can afford to be patient. He only gets that chainmail, but he's getting some stuff, and he, I don't know. Payday now right now doesn't seem so tempting, but maybe you can put the Reptile Convoy and from there on start saving. Reptile Convoy can get really wild with the amount of attack based on the goal, but even without the attack, it's a 20 of body.
So we kind of saw what was going on in this lane, what I referred to earlier. Farvon and Axe kind of getting stuck in this lane perpetually, but Slacks was lucky enough to get a TP scroll, so Axe will be back in action next round, which is super good for him.
And now our challenger has to think about what he wants to do here. There's no hero on the other side. There's no pressure, there's no surprises that he can find. Like, he could no accident that creep to get that, but he actually chooses to keep initiative.
Okay.
That is actually a really good move, because sometimes you want to keep that initiative so you are the first person to cast a spell in the next lane. And with that, you'll be able to, for example, coup de grace here and get rid of one of these 2 heroes. Now the question is, which of the 2 heroes do you get rid of?
That's the question, and it's actually very difficult to answer. He's going to go for Pugna. It's very difficult to answer for the newer players because they don't know exactly all the cards that you're going up against potentially to come out. It's more of a surprise in a lot of ways. But he does take out the Pugna in this case. And there's the Divine Purpose making Lycan immune to damage.
Yeah, you still can coup de grace him if you want to.
And that will make Slacks very angry. But
yes. I think coup de grace might be Slack's least favorite.
Oh, that's no question about it.
Okay.
I've been on the other end of many rage quits. I make sure anytime we play against each other, I'm playing PA in some fashion. It feels real good.
Just like you're playing a red-blue deck and you just put a PA there.
Yes, there's just a random PA. A tricolor deck, you tell me it's terrible, making Slacks rage is just, it's too...
the mental strategy, the mental damage strategy.
Yes,
we talked about that.
He loves mental damage strategy.
And healable mental damage.
He'll do mental damage to himself.
Yes.
All right, so the tower is dead. Of course, no, it does not go over. So once it hits, the Ancient is invulnerable for the rest of this round.
So that's a full tower for Traction Slacks. Now he has to work really hard to get the other 2 because they're still at full health. And his tower's pretty healthy still. He got a good deployment here of the 2 melee creeps blocking Debbie's damage and blocking also a melee creep. But he really needs to start doing something because there's a lot...
Yeah, so this Holy Persuasion is actually a pretty big deal. Obviously, it gives him the tower lethal, if you want to call it that, but it gives up initiative, which is we talked about, huge deal considering the card that he's holding right here.
Yep, there is a Berserker's Call that can actually do a lot of damage. It might trade the life of that Legion Commander, but he could kill all 3 heroes.
Almost.
There we go. No.
Oh, actually, he did get it. Okay, the
yeah,
retaliate
with
on
retaliate, that's a powerful, and that's a 3-for-1.
That feels so good.
That's value.
Absolutely.
And a rebel decoy.
All right, gonna swap out Axe to get that extra damage on the tower.
That would be fantastic. He will. Oh no, that's good.
Okay.
He can also choose to do that. I think he values getting rid of that crypt too. So with that, we go to put some considerable amount of pressure into that third lane, and now it's a throne. Oh, sorry, an ancient per side.
That's right.
And it's everyone's game.
Now, of course, it's going to take a few rounds to actually kill an Ancient, so I think a lot of the focus is probably going to be on this third lane.
Yeah, so now we were talking about that impulse control, right? Like,
yes, yeah.
20 gold, payday in hand. Do I buy something? Do I pass?
Considering you have 2 of these, I think there is absolutely no way you spend any gold right now.
Oh, those guys are fantastic. What you do not have is many heroes in the other lane.
Yeah, that is a problem. Of course, you have Rixie Roo. He'll always be up and running.
The Rixie business.
This could be the final round, actually, considering this final lane. If Slax gets a good draw.
Not too useful. Not too useful.
So what does Slax have? He has the Berserker's Call is the main thing here.
Do you ever consider spending any resources in this lane to like put some pressure on the ancient kill?
Depends on if you have initiative, I guess, which Slax does not. You're talking about the second lane or the first? I guess
the first lane.
The same thing either way, right?
Yeah. Now it's like it's the other way around. If you look at your cards, like you don't really care too much about initiative. I guess you can choose to power to silence the green hero that Slax has.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually that's
very greedy.
Yeah, it's extremely greedy.
So he does get the ridiculous amount of gold now, but now he has to hope that his Rix doesn't just auto die.
Yep. And Berserker's Call would do it.
He can. Yep, Berserker's Call. On to Axe, and that is a dead Rix.
Yeah, and
one
that's
damage off lethal.
But he has a Blade of the Vigil.
Yes, he does. Let's see if he spots the lethal. Will he spot it?
It is Surrection Slax, so...
What?
No, he did what?
All right, he's playing around.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Reaction Slacks with the "I'm letting you live."
This is the BM move, I think.
Yes.
I hope he loses somehow. Is that possible?
I guess he
all
could.
In mid lane. That's what you have to do, right? I think he can do it. Oh, but he spent all his gold. Ooh. The Revtel's not going to do much now.
He got, Apotheosis Blade, Poaching Knife, Red Maul.
Oh, man. Not that this, obviously, Slax is letting this go on long enough. But in theory, if you put all the heroes mid and you don't spend any gold, you put 2 Revtels because you have 11 mana.
Yep. That's,
what, 40 damage?
That's
he had 40 gold, right?
You would have won.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Something I've noticed with items, like the Apotheosis Blade, especially against me, didn't activate it.
Yes, people don't.
Look for the blinking lights, flashy
blinking lights are good.
Yeah, usually.
Said everyone in the 80s.
True that.
Yeah. You're old enough to be into some of those like old arcades with like neon lights.
Oh yeah.
And stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's good times.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
Good times. Me too.
All right,
yeah,
initiative
those
is very important.
0-20 Reptile convoys are not as intimidating. There is a 14-14, and that adds some damage, but not enough damage to actually get rid of that ancient, that pesky little ancient.
Dink.
Dunk.
All right, and on to the final lane again. Will Sir Action Slacks find lethal? He's passing it off to his opponent. His opponent does have a couple.
There might be an out here, actually. So Action Slacks might be regretting his decision.
All right.
Oh, I think it. What just happened?
He put the Apotheosis Blade onto Rix, so he can destroy both of these improvements once he uses it.
Yes.
If he had put it on PA, he also would have killed the Blade of the Vigil, but it's not really high priority.
No, it's fine. And he's putting 4 damage into that tower. Here's this evil blacksmith.
All right. Still has lethal.
Yep.
All right, there we go. That animation is pretty sick, by the way.
That is pretty sick, yeah.
Wow, double Smeevil Blacksmiths.
And now, is there enough?
Boom.
Okay, that's a suicide.
Kill your Lycan.
Haha.
Lycan was blocked, so of course this game would have ended regardless, I think. Even if he killed Axe, you would have had the 2 Smeagol's coming out for lethal.
Yeah.
So Slax, he wins his, is that number 2?
Number 3, I think.
3, you sure? Okay. That's 3 out of about 10 tries.